Hi friends, I am back with another Yappy vlog. This one might be a bit short because for this one, I wanted to give my YouTube followers an exclusive look in general because I feel like YouTube is probably where I truly do all like the behind the scenes long form kind of just like really talking because I've been too shy to kind of post this onto like Instagram and like fully have like snippets and stuff. In the future, I will eventually get there, but at least for these ones, I'm like a bit shy. I mean, anyways, besides the point. But yeah, so I think for this one, I kind of wanted to talk about some of the pieces that I'm basically testing out and the reasoning behind some of them, and like maybe some of them which are my favorites and stuff because I I have talked about like for example the Filipino Pride collection, and I guess I was always like so scared to put it out there, and then I never like I was kind of waiting for the perfect time, and then it all happened so fast and I wasn't fully able to prepare. And so one thing that I'm trying to practice right now is at least talking about the things that I have in the queue, and I don't know, kind of setting a deadline for myself by talking about it too. Because for example, I don't think I even put it on this one. But I had another sweater that I actually had made like months ago, and I was always waiting for the perfect time. I still have it sampled, and I can you probably show it in this video too, but maybe that'll be for like another one. But I have it here, and no collection yet, no specific launch. It was kind of just like a piece that I wanted to make. So I'm still figuring out like, okay, I need to kind of talk about it more and hold myself accountable. So, I guess the sweater will be for like another one. But for at least this one, these are ones that have not been released or seen because at least for the other sweater, I actually wore it out for the first time like last week. So, um it's probably being seen or whatever, and I told some people about it, or like the people who were there, so obviously that one's no surprise. This one, exclusive surprise, because I am excited for it, and yeah, I actually really can't wait to see this one. So I'll start with my favorite one only because, okay, for context, I feel like the Philippines, we have so much pride, and I love it for like Filipino Americans. And for us, especially for like Filipinos in the diaspora, like our pride is something that we kind of wear with like, like our heritage is something we wear with like so much pride because colonization, like westernization, like all these different standards that was held upon us, like our features and stuff, trying to hide it. And at least for me, it's like, oh yeah, like I want to be proud of like my brown skin, my flat nose, and all of those things. And wearing Filipino clothes that like show those prides is like an extension of my identity, and a lot of other people's identity as well. And so for this one, uh, some context behind it even more. I'm giving a lot of back context. Growing up, my family would go to the Philippines at least. Well, not often, but like as in like we would have like a family trip, or we'd sell buy like buying boxes back, or my mom would go when she needed to, and then she would bring us back like pasalubong and stuff. And one of the things that she would bring back was a very distinctive, like, or it might have actually been when we went for the first time back in like 2010 or something, but a Filipino jacket, the typical ones that you always see at the store. So one of the first like Filipino, I guess Filipino pride pieces that I had. But at the time, like it was kind of like a souvenir, like it was so bright and flashy, I didn't actually wear it out. And then another thing is, back then it wasn't cool to be Filipino either, and I was like, I this isn't something I would wear. And so that's actually where the inspiration comes, because with my identity and embracing my heritage, so does like the evolution of like the clothes and kind of modernizing it now. And so this sweater is based on that like Filipino pride sweater, the like the flag and like the flash stuff. I actually have multiple because I just like I love doing content with them sometimes before, when I would like actually make more like of my own like mimi content. But yeah, so this is going to be a knit sweater. So it's kind of inspired by that. It's kind of like a darker vibe. The colors are not true to like the screen, but essentially it's going to have like this wavy little zip. I still wanted to the Filipino pride to be like distinct, but kind of different from what you see out there. So then this is going to have like embroidery, the Filipino sun, the 3 stars, and in the back we're gonna keep it simple because I might just embroider it to customize it to like people's names and stuff, but we'll see. And then it's just like a simple Kilig Ko. So that one I'm actually super excited for because at least for me it's like I have those jackets. I don't wear them as often because sometimes I think that they're like super flashy and like not currently my style. I don't know if they, I mean, I think they still fit me, but anyways, this one I'm going for like a more like modern kind of cool, different effect. So I'm excited for this one because yeah, I just want to show my Filipino pride in like another way because I think most of my other stuff I haven't had too much zip ups actually. So this one, the wavy design, I'm like, okay, cool. I really like the duality of like the waviness, and I was thinking of, oh, maybe I should do like the oceans and stuff, but I think that'll be for another one. Maybe when I talk about the actually, yeah, that might be for another one since I have like the beagle sweater, which I will eventually show you guys. I'm not gonna show it in this video, but maybe for a future one. But perhaps that's like a sweater collection I do. And then the other one I have is because and you know the reason why I also put like the Kilig Ko over here is like I realized I'm so focused on like, you know, Filipino pride that sometimes I also forget, you know. I mean, not that I have to have my branding on everything, but I'm like, oh, sometimes I kind of forget to like put my logo there because then it's like, oh, where did you get that? And like, I don't know because it's not on there. So that's like another thing, and that takes me to my next point is because I I love my brand. Like it's an extension of my identity. Everything it stands for, like feeling proud, embracing yourself, loving yourself. And I really want that kind of tagline to stick. I don't know exactly what my tagline is. I know that I always say like, oh, Kilig Ko, your daily reminder to feel kilig for yourself. And so I kind of wanted to test out like, okay, let's see how much like not necessarily brand recognition I have, but I'm curious because I have this like I've had people message me saying like, oh, do you have this XYZ in your logo because I love your logo, and I was like, oh my god, people just want to buy stuff from the logo because like the logo is beautiful or whatever. And so I'm like, that kind of, I don't know, it's like a pat on the back or whatever because I'm like, oh wow, I'm glad that people want also like the brand as well and not just because something is like only like looks Filipino, looks cool, whatever. So that's just another thing that inspired my next one is like the Kilig is like really the butterfly feelings, and like it makes you feel so like bubbly, energetic, and so that's kind of where this next one comes from. So I wanted to go with the iconic colors, yellow and pink, because that's kind of like the very beginnings of what I started with. I was thinking yellow and blue. I'm sorry, pink and blue. Or like pink and a more like neon yellow and stuff. But I landed on this because I was like, you know what? Something that someone actually had mentioned to me at event. I haven't gone looking for this, so like don't quote me on any of the facts. But what this person had said was that they don't often see feminine first kind of like Filipino clothing. It's usually like neutral, like t-shirts, streetwear. You can always find like the hoodies, the sweaters, the regular t-shirt, but it's usually more of like a generic masculine almost presenting, or like other stuff like that makes it more like masculine versus feminine, or maybe more unisex than it is feminine kind of presenting, which it's totally fine. But she was like, "Oh, I really like the way that you had a heart on the Filipino sun because that's one thing to at least kind of make it girlier. I know that it's still like unisex regardless. But she was just saying that on a baby tee was like, oh, that helped her like feel seen. And I was like, oh, that was the first time I guess that kind of sentiment was ever brought up to me, and so that was interesting. And so, I mean, for me, it's kind of two-sided because like I usually like create for myself because the things that I create are things that I enjoy and love wearing anyways. Because for me it's like growing up I was always looked at as like a tomboy. Like my mom would be like, oh, like all these things like, oh, don't do that, like you're so rowdy and like, you know, with the boys or whatever. So this one is really also tapping into like my feminine energy too, because I feel like well, actually no, I know that growing up I didn't like pink, and it was because it was like so girly. And I think like you know, like people can change, and now I'm like, okay, I think I didn't like it because I thought it was too girly, and for me, I was still trying to understand like, okay, what does being a girl have to be, and why does it have to be like XYZ thing? So maybe that's why I kind of not necessarily like resented the color, but I think it's because not because like what it stood for either, but it's just like I don't know. Like I have a couple thoughts on that, but like now I'm like, okay, like why did I have to hate it so much? Like now I'm kind of like, oh, I enjoy like all colors, and I kind of like now that I'm older, it's like, oh, I kind of like playing with so many different color palettes. But you know, when you're a kid, it's like sometimes it's like one way thinking. But yeah, so that's the other one that I'm testing. Um, I don't know if have a sample of, actually, maybe I might have a sample of the Beagle one. But so I can explain it while I'm looking for my mock up. But the Beagle one is inspired by my parents actually. So they're from the Beagle region. And if you don't know, Beagle is home to the Mayon volcano. And when we were younger, we actually did visit the Mayon volcano. So that's kind of what it's known for. And it's kind of like a, I guess Legazpi City is also like a, I don't know the exact term, but it's like one of the major cities. Like when if people don't go to like say Metro Manila, etc., like Legazpi City is also one of the cities that people kind of go to like relocate. But yeah, so that, oh here I do have it. Give me 1 second. But yeah, so last year I actually started picking up, what was it? Like postcards, mailing stuff. Like I went to Yosemite, so I had a bunch of postcards, and I really liked the idea of just writing down things. Going to the place and sending it. So for example, like Yosemite, it's like I had a bunch of these Yosemite cards, and then I would send it out, and I really enjoyed like mailing and handwritten letters. The past couple of like months. I don't know when I picked this up. Maybe yeah, a couple, maybe like halfway through the year last year, something like that. But no, maybe like September? I think September. But yeah, so this one's inspired by my parents' hometown. You know, those greeting cards. It's like, oh, season's greetings or whatever. So inspired by my own volcano. And then if you see here, it basically is the my own volcano here, and then what I had written down, you can't see here because it's too detailed, is like in cursive. I basically drew at my own, and that's actually hidden into the smoke. And then on the back, you can see. Well, it's really hard to see. You can see basically lines and then a postcard, and it says Beagle Philippines because I'm going to probably customize it. So if you want a very custom message on the back side, I will be putting that on there. So I'm excited to be doing that and to be incorporating kind of like a customization on these pieces because I know that there's like, I don't know, different ways to be able to incorporate your like hometown into it, but at least it's like, okay, let me try this entry point of like my parents' hometown and learning more about the Bicol Philippines and like the rich diversity of everything in there, and then putting it into kind of like this wearable like letter to yourself, letter to a loved one or whatever. And I think that's kind of really cool. But yeah, so those are the upcoming stuff, sneak peek. So I'm super excited for what even happens. And I know I had mentioned this in a previous video, but like now for all of the drops, I do want to be more intentional with like planning out a full campaign for everything, like a mood board and all that and all those shoots. So I'm very excited to even just be talking about this, and it kind of like gets me riled up. So I'm actually glad that I forced myself to talk about this because now I can even use these like long vlogs to even plan out what I want to do, because I think for some of these it's like I'm not sure if I should do like standalone pieces or like in a small capsule collection or whatever like that, because for example the Filipino Pride collection did have 3 pieces, but then for these it's like, am I going for like, you know, a drop every quarter? Am I going for a drop when I feel ready, or like when I don't feel ready, because then that's when I do it? Or it's like, you know, when should I do it? Especially when I have to kind of backwards plan and be like, okay, well, if I'm going to launch here, I need to create the marketing, I have to create the content, I have to do XYZ. So lots of thinking and learning to do, but I'm glad that this year, it's January, I have the entire year to be able to learn this for myself and to be able to perfect it by the end of the year. And so even if I do all individual drops for these, like say if I practice like, you know, a I guess like a full campaign of like, well, what does a campaign look like? It's like what, 5 social posts, whatever, about the product. It's like XYZ videos, it's like our article, it's a newsletter and stuff. I want to plan out all of that so that if I, you know, maybe if I do this multiple times, then by the end of the year I have a repeatable system that I know I can do, and I'm confident like works to be able to like share this and, you know, like reach the people that I needed to reach and stuff. But yeah, so I'm excited for this, and thank you all for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts or if you have any ideas you want to see. But yeah, I think I always just want to end these like long yappy videos with like, you know, thank you for watching if you even made it to the end of this video, because especially for these ones, they're really just me talking and hearing my thoughts. And so for you to just stay the entire time, I truly appreciate it. And yeah, I could not be more grateful for the community I've built on like with Kilig Ko. I mean, obviously, my YouTube subscribers are very small. Like, currently today, we have 26. So, we can fit all you guys in this living room right now. We'll be a bit tight, but yeah, so that's just kind of cool to see the growth. But yeah, 20 like literally 26 followers in 2026, and you know, hopefully by the end of the year, 1,000. That's all I could ask for. That would be super cool. Even for Instagram, I'm at 25K right now, and I'm like, I remember in 2023, I believe, I was barely at like not even 1,000. So in like what, less than 2 years, growing like 25,000. That's insane. But again, I just want to thank everybody who's watching, and I hope you can learn something along the way. And yeah, thank you all for being here. Bye bye.